Test. How are my levels? All right, first off, how many people have had a great time today? Same. I saw some really inspiring speakers, and I'd like to thank all the organizers again. I think this has been a fantastic adtech. Everyone, I'm going to promise you, not that 5 slides will be about cricket, but by the end of this presentation, you will see the score in the Sri Lanka-New Zealand game. Okay? So we'll take a peek at some of the philosophies around why ad tech, why digital, why all of the things we're talking about today matter. We'll go straight into some examples of how anywhere, anytime sports exists in India. And then we'll do 3 slides on takeaways. And in the middle of this, you're going to see real examples of real live digital solutions for live sports. But why is ad tech important? It reminds us of the simple idea about computing is now about living. When you talk to youth today and you ask them what's important, girls will tell you that boys better get with the internet because they'd rather give up their boyfriend than give up their internet connections. It's inherently social. The fact is that we use our phones to tweet, to talk, to message, to watch media on tablets. The internet is part of our very fabric of communication. And we need to understand more about how to use that power and that tool in an effective manner to build relationships, to build advocacy, and to understand the things that are happening so quickly here are going to become mainstream by tomorrow. And the internet, for a broadcaster, has taken control of the experience. My group oversees over 36 digital platforms that stream news and information about sports and live cricket and live Formula One. By the end of Monday, we'll have 39 products. By the end of the 12th of October, we'll have 41. So that's an amazing growth that's happened. So over the last 2 years, we've expanded. And a lot of that's coming from the India market. So we see this being incredibly important as a media owner and a publisher. But my favorite part is when you have an event where people share their emotions, all right? The very ability to tweet and share and post and love and cry and express absolute joy during a sporting event amplifies that experience. I like the fact that we can deliver sports to fans. I love the fact that 100,000 kids can talk about cricket live during the match. That excites us. That's what we want. We want to create not just a broadcast, but a dialogue, a conversation that brings sport back to what it should be, communal. So when we look at these things today, the most important thing to remember is, how do youth embrace media? How do we see these platforms and see them through a child's eyes? They think this is television. They think that what we're doing on iPads and tablets and phones, this is normal. And if we don't actually change the way we think about it, they're going to tune out of traditional media because it doesn't talk to them. It's not as much fun. So my job is to make sure that what we do with sports is so much fun that my friends' 8-year-olds sit there and they thumb the pads and have fun with the Formula One and chat with their friends and tweet. And that's when I know we have a winning product. So what is anywhere, anytime sports? It's the ability to take an experience and seamlessly bring it across platforms. The ability to actually move beyond the living room. To not be afraid that you're going to miss the start of the game or the match because you're actually with your wife or out with friends. Everyone at all times can connect through any device. It's your personal media experience, and you're in control. So this is an example of what we did for the Euros, but I'm going to show you what we're doing today in India for other sports. So the world of sports, anywhere, anytime. A lot of people say, well, we don't have the bandwidth. We don't have the platforms. not enough people have smartphones. And we learned earlier today that the smartphone adoption in India will accelerate in the coming years. That there'll be a mass of people who discover personal media, now news, my media. Very powerful concepts when you can control it, and when you can navigate it, and when you can create an experience that your voice goes into. And that's why these changes are relevant to brands. Because if a brand can be carried into the life, into the home, into the heart of the fan, beyond what you can do on TV, then there's a new connection to be made. I think we saw some interesting insights about community and cognitive dissidence and all the different ways in which you have a very powerful tool in your hands. So here we see live product, or actual product from India. The top is the cricket streaming we're doing currently for the World T20. The bottom is an open Formula One platform where users in India can experience the Formula One from multiple camera angles. I'm going to show those to you today. But what's important is that these platforms are more than just TV. Taking television and putting it onto a mobile device is not a strategy. It's not going to work. Eventually, you'll become tired because the device isn't doing all the things it's capable of. So what you'll see is that there's connections, there's Twitter feeds, there's additional information, there's talkback. The way in which we actually make it more than just a TV moving image on a digital device. And that's what's critical. And then how you get advertising and sponsorship to work better without interfering with the reason they're there, which is live sports. So when you think about it, these things are here now. But how many advertisers in the audience understand mobile? Who's running mobile campaigns in India? I see 1, 2, 3, 4. That's great. So that's actually a pretty good percentage. But there's millions of impressions going out on handphones in India. And they're undersold. All right? I'll show you a little bit later about the penetration of mobile phones surpassing where PCs are in India for internet activity. Let's try a little prayer. Oh, this one's going to work. So as opposed to talking about it, I actually like my products to talk for themselves. This is classically what you call plug and pray. So, come on, girl. So here you see a platform that has thousands of hours of content on it. We produce over 6,000 events per year and make them available on devices like this. Users have the ability to actually watch live sports on the go. It's actually quite good. So I'm doing this just off a standard connection. I'm not connected through any of the wires. I can do this off of my phone. I can actually enjoy things like what's going to be coming up later. I get sports, cricket, Formula One, and I can do this on almost any device. So these platforms, which are available today, enable the user to kind of say, well, what do I want to watch when I want to watch it? So I'm going to tee up something in the background. So these devices actually enable kids to do what they want, which is talk on Facebook. You can see there's a comment field. Parents can actually do what I know guys do in India, which is at 10 o'clock when the remote control isn't yours anymore, you can sneak into the kitchen and still watch the second of the cricket. All right? So what would be better than watching this? Let's see if I can get this to actually let me do. Who in the audience has a tablet computer now? iPad, Android. Come on, let's show some hands. Okay, I'm really sick. I've got 5. My wife accepts this as a professional hazard. I'm going to attempt to do 2 of these. Let's try one more. If this one works, you'd be really happy. India is one of the few markets where we're actually doing a lot of simulcast live. So you're able to actually get exactly what's on TV on any other device. Yeah, I'm saying a little prayer because it's actually running behind me. I like that. That's good. We'll see if it actually flips over to the cricket. We actually provide, as part of our broadcast experience, the cricket live online. I'm very glad that our sponsors, Philips, believe in this product. So they're providing us 6, 7, 8, 10 different versions of creatives. We've got Hovels, we've got Hero, we've got a bunch of advertisers who know that this experience works for their brand. And trust me, when you think you can't actually get to the cricket and you know in your office you can do this, you're there. Okay? Don't worry, there's a lot of Formula One content and other content we provide, and it's actually very social. So it's not just about the cricket. There you go. There's the score. This is being done for the geeks in the audience with a 244 signal. This signal is small enough to fit onto a hand phone, but big enough to project onto a TV, and also will buffer occasionally. We'll give it to 3, and I'll talk about this. We think that the brands are actually driving us to do this. They want to reach you, the cricket fan, at all times of the day and night. I blame Peterson for this connection. So we'll let it kick in. I'm going to tee up another experience, and we're going to go into the closing. Well, Sri Lanka is doing quite well. Their run rate was in the high 10s, and it looks like they're going to catch them at this point. So let's do one more. I'll come back to that one. So here you have is a nice little experience that gives users access to Formula One. It's thumbable. Live stream starting soon. No, we don't want that one. Believe it or not, these things run better on my tablet than on my iPad. They're authenticated, which means they're secure. They're thumbable, which means you can access them on these devices. They're reactive design, so they actually adapt to phones. I can actually see that's running. That's quite nice. You guys have access to this today. Who's a Formula One fan? Awesome. Are you guys going to the race? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is all the content you ever wanted, and it's available for free. You get driver's camera, telemetry, position on track, widescreen, all of the information that we have available. And what I think is actually really cool is the fact that you get social media. So Steve Slater talks directly to this platform. If you're watching during the India race, watch the pit lane channel. Now, the ladies in the room are probably going, why would you watch the pit lane channel? Because when something goes wrong in the car, the pit lane channel is the first to hear it. So you hear the drivers actually saying, I don't have any gearbox. Or you hear the team, yeah, that was what happened to Hamilton. His gearbox blew up. Well, you knew it first because you were watching the pit lane channel and you're hearing the teams scream. Monza, I'm blind, I'm blind, I'm blind, we have nothing. The team actually lost the telemetry and the track position and everything in his car, and that's why he had a terrible race. But you wouldn't know that unless you were on this platform watching. And I'm telling you, it's available anywhere, anytime. Right? Just come up, ESPNSTAR India. Just go to ESPNSTAR.com/F1. But all these things matter because we're able to do things that are important for our future. Right? The next generation of television is social television. This is actually what I've been working on for the last 18 years, trying to combine community and content, trying to create what we saw in chat rooms in 1994 with explosive interest in great people and stars and interest. It's like putting Sachin onto the internet. Everyone wants to talk, right? When you can combine great content and broadcast experiences, that is social television. That's what our team is bringing to reality now. And it's no longer passive TV. We see television being the great reach, the advocacy, the national holiday when India is in the Cricket World Cup final. And that's what TV does really well. We're okay with that. We want people to congregate around the television and experience great events and great content. But if you can't be there, why wouldn't you connect with friends around the world? I know that we all have friends who live long, long distances away. And these platforms make it possible to share that match. Even while the TV's on, it's okay with us. We don't mind. And remember that this live contribution is equal to affinity, the advocacy, the community, and the connection. It's a sense of ownership. And so this is different. It's on when I want it. It's with my friends. It's something that shows my faith and my belief and what I want to cheer for. Even if you're a Sri Lanka fan, where are you, Joe? There you go. And we need to be platform agnostic. So this is the final point. It may not be the year of mobility. It may not be the year of mobile, but it is definitely the year of mobility. More people access the internet in India on handsets than they do on other forms of PC. Which means as advertisers, as marketers, as strategists, as people with great platforms, we need to be open. And I'll tell you, my belief is that once you can do this on a phone, you're going to light up a tablet right next to it. So the phone is the very mobile. Then there's mobility, which is tablet. And then there's broadcast and PC at home. So that was it. It's sort of important for us to remember that these things are here now. This isn't a platform that shows you more of what we do on a broad scheme. This is now. This isn't a fantasy that might actually occur. Many people ask me, well, why do you do this on a handset? And the answer is because I have people who only access on handset. Why are you doing that on a tablet? Because I can do more on tablet than I can do on broadcast. And they're complementary. And we're finding FMCG brands that traditionally wouldn't speak digital, who are coming to us and saying, can you do more with cricket outside of India? Can you do more with cricket in India? Can you do more with football? How many people out here are a football fan? Oh, I love you guys, right? You guys are such a pain in my butt because you've discovered my social media community on Facebook. And whenever I don't show an Arsenal match, I get 9,000 updates an hour. So we love it. We love football audiences in India. Keep it up. Keep watching. Be vocal. Get on social media. Tell us you want more content. Don't let us not hear you. That's the joy of these platforms. You can talk directly to a broadcaster and tell them if they don't put on the Arsenal match on Sunday that you're going to flood my social media inbox with complaints. It happens. True story. So that's it. I'm going to open it up to Q&A. If you want to, I can put the Sri Lanka match back on and you can watch it in the background. But thank you. It's been a great day.
Thank you, James. I'm leaving the floor open to questions. Then raise your hands and I'd be there. So we're hoping some good anytime, anywhere sports questions as well. Here, I have one over here. Your name and question.
Partha here. One of the presentations earlier in the day quoted the stat that majority of the phones in India are feature phones than smartphones.
Correct.
So is there a service in your bouquet of offerings which can address that ecosystem of feature phones?
Sure. We've done some testing on 2.5G. We did the Champions League on mobile 2.5G with some of my friends at Group M a few years ago. It's doable, but again, we're not finding the investment around that platform yet. My belief is that even if there's only 10% of people on smartphones, those are the 10% who will stream. We still have live ball by ball. We have the, all the information, the updates. Many people do good 2.5G services. I even like the things like ball trackers and simple devices. 2.5G may not be the realm of video, but it is definitely the realm of cricket and sport. It's just not right for the streaming. Again, have patience. Wait 2 years. Look at the number of smartphones that will be in the market. And we're there already. The number 7 most popular paid app is a World T20 app that we're powering.